So when it's a big number like this, I would say every time, first try to do it in the calculator. Try to do the root in the calculator. If you get a whole number, then you're good. If you get a decimal, then we have to do the little branches underneath it. Okay, so 6, math, 5, 15, 6, 25. Okay, 5. All right, 5. So 5 times itself 6 times is already 15, 6, 25. Okay, is it just 5 or is it 5 plus or minus? All right, 5 and negative 5. Good, because this is 6. Now the calculator is only going to tell you 5. You got to know that it's both because this is an even root. And again, like 5 to the 6th power, boom. Negative 5 to the 6th power, boom. Okay, so that's just to prove that it truly does work. Okay, and whenever you're showing your work, I need you to show all these steps when you're on the practice or whatever, okay? Even if you could do it all in the calculator, some of them you can't, and I want you to get in the habit of doing it that way so that you know what you're getting into, okay? 6, not 7. 6, the square root of 343 divided by the square root of 7. Which one is this? G, right? And that 6 kind of looks like a G. Right, and if I do this, like if I did the square root of 343, bleh, right? Square root of 7, bleh. We never want that. Never want those decimals. But what this says you can do is, since they're both square roots, I can do 343 divided by 7. Okay, so do what's underneath there first. 343 divided by 7.
49.
49, good, okay. And then we square root this. Okay, 49 is kind of a common one that I think we would know. All right, 7. 7? All right, plus or minus 7, because even though there's no number here, because it's a square root, that's another thing you got to know. If there's no number, it's 2, right? You might want to write it in to remind yourself, because we don't write it. Plus or minus 7. If there's no number on the root, it's a square root, which I know y'all knew before, like last class, but now that we've been doing it, it's kind of, it seems like there's something missing, you know? So if you want to write it in, that's fine. To help yourself, that's a good idea. Okay, number 7 is the cube root of 25 times the cube root of 10 all over the cube root of 2. What's the rule? I mean, which one are we using? That's what I meant to say.
Oh.
Look at what's going on.
F.
F? We're not using G? G? Both. Good. Thank you. Yes, it's both. Yes, we're going to use both. The top is F, and then we're going to divide, and that's going to be G. Okay, so that's also something that you're going to see. It's F and G. So we'll do the top first. Okay, so that would be the cube root of 25 times 10. All right, what's the cube root of 25 times 10? I'm sorry, what's 25 times 10? 250. Right, and then let's do, I'm going to do this. Put it all together. What's 250 divided by 2? 125. Okay, the cube root of 125. That's one that we should know. We've seen it a lot now. But if you don't know it, 5. All right, 5 times itself 3 times equals 125. 5 or positive and negative 5? Right, just 5, right? Because this 3 is odd, so it's just 5. Good. All right, every class, everyone says it, and then I wait a second, and then they're like, wait a minute. Like, just takes a second. Okay, so awesome on those. We had 3 more. On the next ones, we're just going to say simplify. Okay? And then we're not going to worry about what rules we're using because they're different things. Okay? Number 8 is negative square root of 20. Okay, like I said before, I would always try it in the calculator. Okay, I would try it in the calculator first. Remember, there's a square root button. It's on the x squared button.
Do we have to put in negative?
Yes. All right, you got decimals, right? So we don't want that. So when you get decimals, then what we need to do is this. Okay? To simplify it. See if we can do that. Okay? Negative square root of 20. Okay. I got this decimal, ugly. Okay. 2 and 10 or 5 and 4, whatever. Okay, so then 10 is 2 and 5. And with this one, how many do we need?
2.
2, right? It's a square root. Again, you don't have to write that in there. They won't, but I would write it in just so I know what I'm looking for. 2. All right, so we got a pair of 2s and then a leftover 5. What goes outside?
The 5. The 5 go out. 2.
I went out.
Hold on, I'm just letting y'all think about it. 2 things go outside. The negative, thank you. And the 2. All right, and the 5 goes inside. Leftovers are in the box, right?